All right. Good evening, everyone. What's going on? Welcome back to the Well-Don Tanks channel. Welcome to another Well-Don Tanks live stream. All right. Awesome to see how many people we had here in the chat tonight. Oh, let me mute that. It's been fun. I tried to get here. I'm trying to get here earlier. I think I was here about 10, 15 minutes early. Been chatting with everybody. I really enjoy it, actually. I really do enjoy just that brief opportunity to talk to people and all that. But so first things first, we're working with some new lighting tonight. So hopefully the audio is good. I don't know if the lighting is on point yet. I'm still tinkering with some things, balancing colors, balancing cameras, but we're getting there. We're getting there. Hopefully it's going to look a little crisper than normal. And it's my next goal is to make the lighting on point. Then we're going to work on the audio, getting that better. I'm still working on. I still need something right here. I'm thinking some kind of lighting system, maybe something that shines down on the banner, maybe like a sign below it or something. But this is like, yes, this part of the studio is bothering me, and we need something. All right, people are saying the lighting's good. Nice, good to hear. I was up here for like 2.5 hours tinkering with it while we did a water change on the 90-gallon today. So yeah, the 90-gallon had something funky bacterial going on it for a little while there, and the magic power of salt cured that. It was awesome. Yeah, Michael, I would love to do another tank right here, but the door swings in. So like all it's going to take is for Tucker to come blaring through that door, and we're going to have fish on the floor. But if you guys have not checked out Bay Area Aquatics, I'd be shocked if you haven't. You definitely need to go. Hang on. Hopefully you can't hear that. I have my window open, and of course a helicopter flies by. But you definitely need to go check out Michael's latest fish room tour. Like, it's mind-blowing. Like, you think I've done a lot in my small space. It's mind-blowing what he's done in his closet, actually. And his videography is on point. Kristen Frost, I appreciate you popping in real early here. Thank you very much. Doors are easy enough to fix to open another way. Well, the other part of that is I got to talk to the boss. And technically, this tank wasn't really supposed to be in here. So I'm pushing my limits, man. Pushing my limits. What we got coming in here? Aquatic Monkeys are here. The Maria's here. BG Aqua. Because you're fish. I got Trevor, Leo. We were talking with Braden. If you guys want a different channel to check out, Braden is trying to break into the world of YouTube, and we all know how difficult that can be. So I know he's been doing some videos with his Bearded Dragon, I think it is, some Minecraft videos. So he's the son of one of my good work friends. So I definitely, if you need something different, check him out. Been talking with Trevor. Sharon's in the house. Yes, Daryl Dimer was here. Savannah came in for a brief moment, had to dip out. The Tiffany's going to catch a replay. We got M here. So thanks so much for all being here. I really do appreciate it tonight. We have got the red solo cup back with just some water. Didn't have time to run out to the Mavericks for anything else. Ricky Stan's coming in. All right, what you're saying is you're already in trouble. Yes, Trevor, yes. But the way I got around that, and hopefully my wife isn't watching right now, she's going to kill me. I kind of let her pick out the first fish in this tank. So there is a fish in the saltwater tank right now. The saltwater tank is going through some things. It's covered in algae right now, but we're getting there. It's all kind of progression of videos I want to do with that tank. So we're going to work on nutrient control next, because I want to point out, like, on these videos, I want to make it really understood that balancing a saltwater tank and balancing a freshwater tank is the same thing. Who reads this here in the chat? So Leo was talking with me. He's got a 15-gallon Flex. Says he got it for free, but he's battling hair algae in it. So we were talking a little bit there of it's excessive nutrients, like it's excess light, excess nutrients. How you got to balance all that there, and that's the same thing with saltwater. It's just balancing everything there. But I know I saw it here. Koi's in the chat tonight. He's trolling me. If you want an Instagram page to check out, Koi, I think it's Koi's little fishery. I think it's how he has it under. Awesome tank up in his house. He's bought almost everything from the waterfront. Actually, he's got some awesome monster fish in there. But yeah, we need to. I don't. We'll see, man. We'll see. Hopefully, when can I get up there? When can I get up there? We'll have to chat, Coy. We'll have to see, because this month is going to be extremely busy for me, and then December, who knows what that's going to bring, but we can definitely find a time out there. Lefty's coming in here, dropping a boo, saying hello to everybody. Thank you so much. He's going to be helping moderate tonight, him and Sharon and Bay Area Aquatics for as long as he's here. So thank you very much for being here. Black Label Carling is here. We got Angel in the house. So good to see everybody here. I appreciate it. Let's see here. Trent, I can't see members only on my iPad, but I can see them on my phone. That's weird. I don't know what's going on that one, but yes. I was talking with Trevor in the chat here. So let's say I really tried to get into the chat early. So Trevor was talking to me about that we have these secret fish in the fish room. I have a lot of new fish actually that has not made it on the channel yet. I want to do Bay Area Aquatics last video really inspired me to do like a better fish room tour. And so I want to film one because I call it fish room 1.5. It's not quite 2.0 yet. 2.0 is on paper. Let's put it that way. It's a thought. It's a dream. It may be coming to reality. We'll see what happens. But 1.5 right now. So I moved some tanks out to put new tanks in. So I moved out 6 10-gallon tanks. So if you've seen previous tours of my fish room, like Guppy Guru did one, he did the first one actually. Then we did the live stream for the charity event for Sharon to get her some new fish after she lost her fish from the hurricanes. So if you've seen those, I moved out 6 10-gallon tanks. So I'm going to kind of say we did put some new tanks back in, but it expanded some options that we have. So I'm very excited for those. And one of those options is actually holding eggs right now. So after filming this, or after hanging out with all of you beautiful people, I think I'm going to go watch The Mandalorian tonight. Very excited for that. Mandalorian, hands down, like one of the best shows I've watched in a very long time. And then I think I'm going to head down to the fish room and hopefully finish up filming a video. And then we're definitely going to try and pull those fry out tonight because I'm very excited for them. Very, very excited for them. Then before I get too much further, Braden did have a question. So they have a 55-gallon tank in their house, and they have a Pleco in there. And he was asking me how long the Pleco is going to live. Now, my understanding is it's a common Pleco. So Braden, that Pleco can live anywhere. And it depends on, care level and different things. And, some fish, like some people will say, like, okay, plan on that Pleco living 10 plus years. There's a great chance that Pleco will live 10 plus years. Now, the thing with those too is they are bulletproof in so many ways, but sometimes accidents happen, nature happens, that kind of thing. But yes, there's a great chance that fish will live 10 plus years. So they go on there. Trevor's saying a great first episode. I'm excited for it. Lefty, the curse tank. So that tank is actually, it's officially out of the fish room. Nothing else actually died in the cursed tank after that huge fiasco. So we lost the Dodri eye. So we lost those. That was heart-wrenching, right? We did a whole stream about that. And then I actually got some, I may not have told you about this. We got some cichlid fry from the waterfront to grow out here. And in 3 days, they dropped like flies in that same tank. So then I let that tank just run empty for quite a while, actually, until I picked up another pair of fish that actually survived that tank. They got upgraded to another tank. So they are hanging out there. Antonio, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Dropping the $5 super chat just to say hello. Well, hello, my friend. Thanks for being here so much. I'm excited to see your tank up and running. I know you got it going. Sounds like you got some beautiful stuff in there already. But I really do appreciate everybody coming in. 17 people hanging out with us on a Monday night. So we should be back to regular schedule now. Monday night at 7. That's what we're working with again. What a miss. Doors are easy to fix to open the other way. I think I may have read that already, but I'm laughing at it again. Yeah, I would love to put another tank in here. Another tank in here would be fun. All right. This is going to get annoying. Hang on. Jeez. All right. Sorry about that. And yes, we are rocking the Houston Manzanita shirt tonight. So if you're looking for that hardscape, 20% off with the code Wel-Don20. Trying to think who was Trevor. Was it you that lives like 20 minutes from Adam and you were able to go hand pick out some stuff from him? I think that may have been you. That was cool. That was really fun to, like, when we started talking about that from the Pleco shipment disaster we about had. All right, answer the curse tank. How's the pufferfish? So my pufferfish sergeant still at the waterfront. He's doing great. Coy actually shared up a video of him today on his Instagram. He is large enough now that he's taking clam on the half shell. And that's something he never did with me. So it was really cool to see the puffer progress and want to do that. And then Trent just did that to show purpose to show off his merch. That was like hopefully like a great centering shot of the merch, though, wasn't it? Rocking the Houston Manzanita shirt, show it off perfectly. That's the thing. Like, I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with audio, because I definitely want a good microphone, but like, it blocks everything. It sucks. It blocks everything. Chubbs Aquatic coming in. I appreciate it. Ellen, what are you drinking tonight? Just water. Just water. I didn't have time to get down to the Mavericks for the caffeine or the birthday cake in the can. And no birthday cake is in the can tonight. But I did raid my daughter's Halloween candy, and we're working with some Snickers and some Twix tonight. I already ate all the Reese's. But, man, that little girl, for a 2-year-old, she got so much freaking candy. And from like the very limited amount of houses we were able to go to. So we did go trick-or-treating. It was a lot of fun. I was very happy I got to go out with my family that night. Misfit Reptiles and Aquatics coming in the house. I think I missed you there. Thank you so much for being here. All right. So another thing we had going on in the chat was Leo and that flex again. This kind of just sparked an idea of mine. He asked me what like overstocking a nano tank with would be like. So it's a 15-gallon flex. He was talking about, what's the overstocking? How many fish would I put in there? Sounds like he had like 6 rasboras, 6 smaller rainbows, if I was correct, and then a pleco, I think, in there. So I told him that it's, you can keep as many fish as you want to in a 15-gallon. Like if you go look at my endler tank right now, I guarantee you I have over 100 endlers in one tank right now. So it's a lot of fish in a 10-gallon tank, right? And it kind of comes down to what you determine, nano tanks and not nano tanks and all that kind of a thing. My comment to him was, you can keep as many fish in there as you want. It's going to come down to, water changes and maintenance. But I also said it comes down to like the visual zen of the tank, have we? So when you look into the tank, are you going to see so many fish that's so erratic that it's not relaxing? Or are you going to look in there and be like, that's a healthy balance of fish? And it flows with, the aquascape of the tank. Like they just look nice. They look like they're enjoying themselves. That's kind of where my thought went. We talk about overstocking tanks, but I also think it kind of can come down to of like visually, what does the tank look like? So yes, just kind of a side chat we had going on there before we got the show officially started. Hopefully this is coming through all right. But where'd my chat go? I just saw Global Cuber come in, and Chubbs Aquatics came in. Good to see you. Yeah, so Trevor, we were talking too about when we were moving like eggs, like you pull eggs from a cichlid, you move them over to like a breeder box, you tumble them. How long do I keep them in a breeder box? And I keep them in there for about 30 days, maybe a little longer. Now, I like to keep them in there. One, baby brine shrimp is a great first starting food for these fish. I like to keep them in there to when they're actively looking for food, they're hunting for food. They'll take pellets, they'll take flake. But I want them a little big enough too, because if you transfer, in my opinion, if you transfer fry from like a breeder box to a larger tank too soon, it's not that they can't survive in the larger tank. It's going to be they're going to have a more difficult time finding food because it's a larger space to go hunt for food. That's why breeder boxes can be so effective. And it was actually Barry Aquatics that got me turned on to the Marina hang on breeder boxes. Still not my favorite thing in the world. I like the Ziz breeder boxes much better. But with what he was able to do with the breeder boxes, then before I had the Ziz breeder boxes, I started to use the breeder boxes. And I think I put 2 or 3 spawns of the Egyptian mouth brooders through those breeder boxes just fine. So it's They're definitely effective, but it's really effective to help the fish find food so they can grow. Then when they're a little larger and can actually fend, swim more actively, you feel more comfortable moving them to a bigger tank. That's when I would go from there. Yes. Let's see here. What am I saying? Always make my Mondays better? I hope so, Braden. They make my Mondays better too. They definitely make my Mondays better as well. But anyways, so Trevor, I decided your name again, so we got to talk about this. Sounds like you got some amazing fish spawning for you over there, some beautiful fish spawning for you. So I am interested. I want to talk with you about that. I'm always looking for something new to kind of play with or do in the fish room, and it'll make so much more sense when I make the official video I want to, and then it's going to make even more sense when I'm finally able to talk about something I've been wanting to talk about for a few weeks now, but I can't yet. I know. I keep teasing it. It's coming though. Stick with me. I promise you something incredible with Well-Don Tanks is coming. I just can't say anything yet. But yes, I'm on the prowl for some fish. Case Lynn, I don't think I've seen you here before. Thank you so much for being here. We recently had a snail leg and egg hatch in our tank and found your content about mystery snails. Now subscribed. Keep up the good work. Well, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate your support. Hopefully the channel can continue to help you in your fish keeping adventures and questions you may have. Somebody told me to make the content that you wish you had when you were looking for it. So that's what I try to do. I also try to make content relevant to what's going on in my fish room, and I think other people can learn from it. And it's at the end of the year, at the end of the day, referencing however you want to put it, I want to be able to. So I research something. Like we just finished up a project in the fish room. I'm thinking the video will be out a week from this Friday. So like 2 weeks. That really assisted me in, raising fry. Some of you have seen it. A lot of you are already going to know what it is, but I saw it from another creator. Then I adapted it to what I needed it to be. So that's what I strive to do, is show something, but then also give you the encouragement, the knowledge to then adapt it to whatever you need it to be. So you had one snail lay a clutch of eggs. That's awesome. It's addicting. It's so much fun to see that happen. I have like 12 active clutches of snail eggs right now from the mystery snails. And, I had to do some research of how I was going to hatch those when I first started, spawning mystery snails. And then I got, the really good snails from labs. So I wanted to do even better. And now that I've, gathered that information, it's been like, what's crazy is the video you're referencing is my number one watched video on the channel right now. So it was awesome to see. Like the support on it has been incredible, but it really has been interesting to see like how many people were actively searching for that. Like how many people were searching for information on mystery snails. They're awesome. They're really fun to watch, really fun to kind of, work with. I think you'll have a good experience with them. No candy. Ugh, Chubbs you're killing me. No candy? Freak. Why do you think I had kids? So I could rob their candy. I'm kidding. That makes me want to eat a Twix. In honor of you, there's your candy. Don't worry, Global Cuber. Red Solo Cup is here. I'm not letting you troll me anymore. Nope, I win. Red Solo Cup will always be here now. That's going to be a staple on the Well-Don Tanks live streams now. If we don't have a Red Solo Cup, it's not a good live stream. Gotta have that. I don't know how people eat candy and stream at the same time. It's a terrible idea. My 5-gallon guppy cold tank has like 20 fish in it, and they are thriving and breeding. So overstocking is a relative term. It's true. That is true. It's like Chubbs Aquatic says, it's a lot in a 10 gallon. I really think I have over 100 endlers in my 10-gallon tank right now. That better be a left Twix. It actually is a left Twix. Did I just eat your cousin, Lefty? I think I'm so funny. Jeez, all right. I'm sorry, guys. I'm kind of like all over the place tonight. I'm in a good mood again, having a good time. Very excited to see what's going to happen with the fish room right now. Just things that are happening in the fish room. I'm very excited about because it's new fish I'm working with. Guys, I can't wait to film this video for you and show you it because some of these fish we have are just fire running around the tank. Very, very excited to show that. And then what's going to come from that is going to be even better. And the goal is to rule the world, and we're one step closer. Priscilla MK coming in. That's awesome to see her. Really appreciate you being here. I've really enjoyed watching your channel. I've heard about you for a long time. I really appreciate you being here. That's cool to have you here. I thank you for coming in. Speaking of breeding, my 20 long has so many guppy fry, guppies, and shrimplets. That was a mouthful. Yeah, shrimp and guppies can be a very positive interaction with each other. Overfeed your guppies, they're going to go down and feed the shrimp. And then oftentimes, they're not going to bother the shrimplets, especially if you throw down some like moss down the bottom. It sounds like you got an awesome thing going there. Curious, has anyone tried the bug bite flake food? If so, do the fish like the food? My fish love bug bite granules. I've not tried the flake feed yet. I don't know if I well. That's a lie. I can't say I don't know if I will. I need to find somebody who has it. I assume it's at Petco's and PetSmarts now, or whatever it's one like Fluval sells to. Because I agree, like the bug bites are an incredible food, absolutely incredible food. I've always enjoyed them. And then when I got the extreme foods in, like that changed my life there. I love the extreme foods. I've actually got there. Right there, up on the shelf there. But then it's the Tetra Color granules too. Like that is a low-key, underrated food. Tetra Color granules. They go on sale through Amazon occasionally. I think I bought that huge jar for like $4. Steamfight Aquatics is really good about kicking out the deals and showing that. But yeah, that is a low-key fish food right there. That is awesome for feeding your fish. Just saying. Trevor, please send me some pictures over. I'd appreciate that. I'm curious to see what you got going on. But I enjoy that you wanted to share your success with me. I really enjoy it when like you guys leave me comments and chats and DMs of the success you're having. It's very fun and exciting for me, when Sharon updates me on her rice fish breeding. When I hear, Trevor's got like 30 fry growing out, Lefty's redoing DIY tanks, and like I lurk around a little bit. I try to see what's going on and keep up with people, but it's very exciting to see others having that success because it's addicting. Like it's a natural high that you want that person to succeed. So when they are, it's awesome to see that. You got some platinum rice fish, Maria. Platinum rice fish are my favorites. Next, like those and the Pearl Galaxies are so similar. Those are my absolute favorite. That's awesome. You have eggs. That's so exciting. So get ready for like teeny tiny foods. Sarah Micron's a really good one. That's what I had success raising rice fish fry on. So spoiler alert, coming to the fish room video whenever I get that film to get that out. I only have 2 strains of rice fish now. I did a thing. I made some hard decisions, and it's crazy because like 3 months ago, 6 months ago, like I was like rice fish. I'm going to buy every rice fish imaginable. Nobody touched my rice fish. And now I only have 2 strains of rice fish left. So my gold Madakas and my Pearl Galaxy Madakas are no longer in the fish room. So I still have my orange Yuki Madakas. I'm not getting rid of those. And then I still have my black LeMay rice fish. I have 5 of them now. I lost 1, but they are growing up, and I'm really hoping we can get those to breed because they are absolutely beautiful. So I think I have kind of my 2 favorites right now. I'm going to hang on to those. Hopefully next summer, if not like when Fish Room 2.0 happens, kind of a thing. I really want to get that set up in a smaller summer tub, not the 400-gallon pond kind of a thing again. Hopefully I can make more because I still am in love with rice fish. I just have different interests right now. As you know, like I talk a lot about the Egyptian mouth brooders, the Egyptian mouth brooder. I have the multicolored Victoria, and I fell in love with that species of fish. And then so on top of that, I started looking more into Victorian cichlids, and I started looking more into mouth brooding cichlids and mouth brooding fish in general. And as I caught up on the Aquarium Co-op live stream, I found out that there's a mouth brooding apistogramma. Mind blown. I want them. There's actually, I have the mouth brooding Severums in the 90-gallon right now. And I'm very excited for those to grow out, because that's watching a fish hold eggs in its mouth is just a beautiful thing of nature to me. And I'm very excited to witness that in my fish room and, to work with that. And I have a video coming out on that. I'm hopefully that's the one I'm going to go finish filming tonight. Kind of get all that put up together, put there. But yes. Speaking of snails, do you remember those hermit crab snails? I do not. Unless it's the Malaysian trumpet snails, then yes, those will multiply like crazy. If it's the Malaysian trumpet snails, they're going to look like a little trumpet, like a curled trumpet. On my old 220-gallon tank, we're talking 3+ years ago, when I cleaned when you turn off the lights and you heard it flicking back on, there was thousands of Malaysian trumpet snails in that tank, and it was actually kind of cool to see. Never had an issue with it. How's the weather out there, Trent? Cali went from summer to winter overnight. We did the same. So that's what my latest video was my pond froze over. So now, of course, this week we're back in like the low 60s, high 50s. So it's been pleasant again. But last week, Saturday night into Sunday, we went from like 65 down to 20s overnight and got a couple inches of snow. It's no longer around, but it dropped so fast it froze the pond over, and that was crazy. But the fish are all doing great. I saw them today. They're up sunbathing, begging for food, so everything's looking great on there. They just look beautiful out in that sunlight. But yeah, so the weather's getting colder. So again, it's kind of that pleasant right now. Halloween night was pleasant. High 50s, low 40s. And then we're moving into where we're starting to dip down into the freezing temperatures at night right now. So it's coming though. I expect in a week or two we're gonna have snow again. It's gonna get really cold temperatures again. So I've kind of had to bump up the heater in my fish room to keep that going again. So no more not heating the fish room. I found out I could get away with it in the summer, but here in the winter, I had to kick on the heater a couple more times throughout the day to keep the fish room up in that 77 to 80 degree range that I like to keep it at right now. But yes. So much good luck with the mystery snails. So Maria, one thing I think that actually changed my luck was I added a hang on the back filter to the tank they're in. And I think the added flow kicked something into gear, because I went from 2 to 3 active clutches kind of at a time, you could say, to all of a sudden I now have over 10 active clutches that are starting to hatch. So it's going to be eventually, I'm hoping to up. So long term, I want to get them into a 20-gallon, let them do their thing. Then even longer term, Fishroom 2.0, just saying, I want to get them to like a 40-gallon breeder, 55-gallon, something where I can just let those fish, or the snails, just go bonkers in and breed up a ton of them. I say it's all going to make sense. It's all going to come together and make sense. That better be a left loose. Right. What just happened? Just jumped all the way down to the bottom. Lost my spot. I found another clutch of Lab Grand snails this morning, and it wants Creep by mystery clutches. I think it's funny to hear, and I'm not mocking anybody, because I can so the clutches aren't necessarily what freak me out. It's watching them lay the clutch is both extremely fascinating and also highly disturbing. So I have a video of that on my channel where I was able to capture in a macro shot a snail laying a clutch of eggs, and that was this is the coolest thing ever, but it's also that is so weird. Actually, okay, I lied. The ones that creep me out are the ones that are up on the lid. Those ones bother me for whatever reason. I don't know why, but those ones bother me. Trent taught me how to hatch mystery snails. I thank you, Sharon. I hope I hope so. I learned from somebody else, and I found I was able to make a decent video on it. But it was fun to have. It's fun to do too. How are your golden top minnows? They are fabulous. So after the first spawn I had, they're all growing up. They're doing great. They're fat, little, chunky fry now. They're pushing a half an inch, probably. Parents are doing well. So the parents, unfortunately, have not bred for me again yet. I did move them from a 20-gallon to a 10-gallon, and that may have affected something. But that's another fish I really want to get into, like a pond or even like a tote. So I've got some decisions to make down in the fishing right now, because the tank I have them in is loaded up with guppy grass right now. Kind of keep them, secure. A lot of vegetation, like we talked about. But yeah, the fry are incredible. They're growing out really well, and I like that's like the low key fish in there that I'm just so excited to see. I keep checking the 10-gallon tank, hoping to see more fry. Those are ones that even if they're never profitable, kind of a thing. I don't know the market for. Well, I know the market for not natural fish, native fish isn't the highest. But if nothing else, it's just a fish that captures my attention. So that's one I want to hang on to for a good long while, especially since they came from wild fish tanks that are personally collected by him. One's melanistic. So it's like I have something cool on my hands. And maybe I need to do a good video like showcasing them even better, because they are awesome. They are awesome fish. Definitely awesome fish. What is a dreamscape and stock you have? Dreamscape and stock. I mean, stock, I can. Dreamscape and stock. Okay, it's not. Let me see if I can find it here really quick. Pink and it's the waterfront just had them. Pink and yellow. Oh, what is it called? It's I'm not gonna think of it. I can. It's like Crescilla. Anyways, we'll forget about that. So, kind of starting off. So, dreamfish is Giardini arowana. I love Giardini arowanas. I would like to keep one eventually. Obviously the dreamfish was my Mabu puffer. That thing was awesome. But dream stock, God, it's gonna bother me now because there's a fish that the waterfront just had, and I know the name of it, but they get like yellow tail fin, like yellow fins with a pink top fin. Super pretty fish. They get like a solid 6 to 7, 8, like 8 inches. So they're a big bolsterous fish. But it's like you took. It's kind of like you took like a miniature arowana and a tetra and just mashed it together. I gotta think of the name of it. Hopefully, if Luce is listening, he'll message me and be like, "Yo, bro, it's this. You should know that." But I would love to do like an 8-foot tank with like 30 of them. Just something crazy going around it there. The hard thing with like a dreamscape is I'm not a big aquascaper, guys. You can obviously tell from my channel, right? Like everything I've done has never been amazing. Like the one behind me, that took way too long to put together. I think if I were to do a dreamscape, though, is if I could do one I've wanted to do. I don't know if it's like a dream because I could make it a reality. I just haven't. I want to do like a 6-foot tank, maybe like a 125. I think this was like amazing 125. Like I would rather do like a 180 because I have that 2-foot depth. Just an entire carpet of like cryptwine deadeye. We're talking like 100 cryptwine deadeye. So super thick substrate. 100 cryptwine deadeye, but the whole bottom is just cryptwine deadeye. To where as they grow, it's gonna like carpet out, but it's gonna be the thickest vegetation of crypts you've ever seen. And then you get a massive shrimp colony going down there. And then you put just like find like a gorgeous tetra to go above them. but the lighting's got, I should say, the lighting's got to be right where it's semi-dark, but light enough for the crypts. That's like, that I guess would say is my dreamscape, is just a full carpet of Crypt One Deadeye. Stock, say I had the Moo Puffer. I made the right decision there. A Giardini Arowana is definitely one that I can keep. I still struggle though with the thought again of dedicating one tank to one big fish, where I'm kind of on this kick of like big tank, lots of little fish kind of thing right now. So hopefully that answers your question. The clutches just feel strange to me when I pull them out of the tanks, getting used to it. Yeah, the texture of them, I'll give you that one. They're weird. Yep, Sharon. So Sharon's talking about putting in some polyester yarn loose in the bottom of the tanks if you're going to breed rice fish. You can then move the yarn with the eggs on it. It's a very popular method. So I say I like the spawning mops too option. You can make them with a cork, without a cork, with a bobber. I like making them with a bobber because I can pop the bobber off, let it sink, put the bobber off, bobber on, let it float. That's how I bred all my old rice fish, was actually with the I just said it. Spawning mops. Good night, spawning mops. Because your fish, I just saw your statement there. Where'd it go? If I get my platinum rice fish to breed, I will trade you for black LeMay if you get them to breed. What do you think? Absolutely, I'm in. That'd be an awesome trade because I do want to get. So the goal is I do want to do some small summer tubs. So the thing, like, I love my pond. Love my pond. I'm not getting rid of that for the time being because it's stuck at the house, right? Love that thing. But I have found, though, I'm more intrigued if I had 3 small ponds that I could set up, run sponge filters to, run air to, throw some fish in for the summer, then pull them back in from the winter. I don't know if I'll do a pond again. So if I ever move, I don't know if I'll do a pond, like that large of a pond again. And that's not even a big pond, right? But it's things like that of playing with like rice fish in small ponds and different things. But it's got to be enough. It's got to be a point where I can maintain it properly, enjoy it properly. But right now, I feel like if I went and added, summer totes or tubs next to the pond, it may be a little too much. We'll see though. I'm curious about trying just a smaller like planter pond kind of a thing next to the pond to see what we can kind of come up with. I've even thought about trying to do something in the pond, but with fish in it. It's just getting complicated though. We'll see what we come up with. Can't wait for my sapphire sickle to breed and see the eggs in their mouth. That's a pretty fish too. It's a very pretty fish. HD Aqua's coming in. I appreciate you being here. Looks like everybody's having a good time chatting. I like to see that too. I like to see when people are talking back and forth there. 100 crypts won't be enough. More like 400 to 600 at least. I don't know. Like, okay, but here's the thing is, if you put like 400 crypts across to 180, okay, maybe more than 100, but you got to leave room for them to grow into because you don't want to choke them out. But you got to leave it's just enough to when they grow together that it's plant and then just like plant. It's where it's just the thickest crypt carpet you've ever seen. But to balance that, because then even if you got like enough iron in the water, the bronze coloration it's going to throw. I think there's some ideas there. There's some ideas there. My snails are laying eggs in every tank. Lab would hate me, but my puffer is eating well. So, Trevor, it's fun. It's not mystery snails, but I have hundreds of ram's horn snails in the fish room, hundreds of them. So occasionally I'll go through and I'll collect a large handful kind of a thing, and I'll sneak them over to the waterfront and I'll feed Sergeant the Maboo, my old Maboo puffer, a good snack of snails for me. It's kind of fun to do that occasionally. I saw Cancer Train came in. Where'd you go? There you go. I want a big display tank of green silver dollars, but they're super hard to find. Hoping my pair breeds. Green silver dollars? I don't think I've ever heard of that before. Green silver dollar. That's a cool fish, actually. That's a really cool fish. Let's show you what I'm seeing. I mean, that's the thing. Like, that's someone I enjoy talking with you guys too. Is like I've always learned about these new fish. I actually do enjoy silver dollars. I think the most prominent ones you hear about is like the regular silver dollars. You can find them in most pet stores, and you get into things like the red hooks, and you get into things like the spotteds. But that one may be a little doctored up, but that's a cool fish. So, catcher train, let me know. Like, is it that vibrant of a green? Like, is it that green? That's a pretty fish. There's definitely some things you could do there. And breeding silver dollars would be kind of cool too. All right. Braden asks, what fish would you recommend for our tank? So we have a 55-gallon tank. 55-gallon tank. What could you do in there? So it depends on if you want to do a couple large fish or if you want to do like a cool school of fish. So one thing you could do would be like some cherry barbs. I think if you did like a good group of cherry barbs, they're very active. They're a little larger, really going to fly around that tank. You could put things in there. You could, work on getting some like jungle val in there, letting that plant throughout the tank really grow in. Get a good group of neon tetras. Those are going to go wild in that tank. I'm trying to think what else you could put like in a really. You could, if you did something like cherry barbs, a little bigger of a fish, but you wanted like the nice center showpiece fish, you could find a smaller type of geophagus. It's not going to get your 8 inches probably would be the max I would do. You're not the ones that get much bigger, but if you found there's some good geophagus options, I think that stay like that 5 to 8 inch range. It throws some amazing color. It's going to really go through, pick up all the gravel, sift through it. It's just a really interactive fish to watch go through the tank. So, and then the cherry, like I said, the cherry barbs are going to be a little bigger. You could do something like tiger barbs. They're just going to be a little cantankerous of who they're living with. A cool one, that would be a little more expensive, is like rainbow fish. If you found the smaller rainbow fish, like the Plecos rainbows, get a good school of those going. Again, those get pricey. If you want something to like breed and kind of watch, you could do some small tetras up above it. Do some like flame tail tetras, ember tetras, neon tetras. Then you get some crypts down at the bottom, throw some plants in there. And then you can get like a pair of nice, or even just like a pair of regular cabrenzas. Put them up with the coconut hut in the corner, watch them. You can kind of see the movement of the school. You kind of check over on your cabenzas pair. Hopefully they breed. Then you see all the little fry come popping their heads out of the cave. So you got some options there. I can't grow crypts to save my life. See, the thing like lefty, that's weird because it's not freak. It's Java fern for me. I can't grow Java fern to save my life. So right now I've got Java fern in one of the easy planters from Accordion Co-op that was sent out to me. And like, that's even struggling. Like there's nothing I cannot get Java ferns to grow. But I've put in root tabs and all these different things. And it's crazy. But yeah, the crypts is like my all-time favorite plant to grow. I absolutely love the Cryptoman Deadeye stuff. It's like, it's not the most rare, but I don't need rare. I just need it to look good in my tank. These killifish are awesome. I still have mine from the aquatic monkeys. It's just kind of one of those bucket fish lists that I've always wanted to keep, and they're so much fun running around. They are awesome. Anyone have zebra plecos? So, Angel, I have my yellow zebra plecos. It's not the true zebra plecos. Mine are the L199 zebra plecos. I do have an unboxing video on them, so I've done some things on them. They're not I personally like them because they are way cheaper than regular zebras. I've looked into getting some zebras, and it's like $300 for a male. I think the cheapest I found for a single unsexed was like 200, maybe 150. So my yellow zebras, you can typically find them for like $50. I bought my entire group for like 200. I have 6 of them. So, and I like them too because you keep them like zebras. They look like zebras. They're just not the super white, black, vibrant contrast. They're a little darker with the more yellow banding on them, hence the yellow zebra pleco. But but if I ever get my hands on the true zebras, that's one I will never get rid of because those are becoming extremely rare due to them. I don't think they're able to like export them anymore. If they are, the number has significantly decreased of what's getting exported right now. But it's cool. The right back. Okay, so Catch Train saying on those green silver dollars with the right background, yes. I spotted my local fish store from about 30 feet away because they were so green. Those are cool. That's a cool fish. That may have just got on the bucket fish though. Like I've always liked silver dollars. Josh Langley coming in. Good to see you here. Clown loaches. That's another thing you could do, Braden. You could do some clown loaches in there, but just know they're gonna get big. It takes time. They're gonna get big. If you want to see a cool one like the big clown loaches, go to the waterfront. I think he still has a couple there that are actually quite big. Can't grow Java fern or Val in my water. I see Val does great for me. I have no issues with Val. But the Java fern, just whatever it is. Also, our fish look bored. Can we get like an underwater fan to get them moving around more? So yes. So if you can kind of see it, it's really hard with the lens I'm using, but right there, that is called a wave maker, or what's the other term? Or a power head, as other people are going to call them. So you can go down to, if you want a cheap one to start with, like Amazon is going to sell a bunch of them. You can find something like the Sun wave maker. Petco is going to have some good options. You don't need anything crazy. It's just going to add some current in the tank, just some flow in the tank. So you don't need to do anything crazy in a 55-gallon tank. So there's plenty of options you can start with on that one. M's asking, smallest fish you have kept, and will you keep any fish smaller than those in the future? So the smallest one that I have kept and still have is the least killifish. That one's just kind of those ones came from the aquatic monkeys, so they're near and dear to me. But it's also just kind of a bucket fish list I wanted to keep for there. Smallest outside of that, probably the rice fish. Endlers are kind of be in that category. But no, I'm not. So going forward, right now my main interest is really on the mouth brooding species of fish. So going forward, that's what I'm really looking at doing is more mouth brooding species. And I've found a lot of them that I really enjoy that don't get big. They're cichlids. They don't get big though. So you can still build them around like a nice 40 breeder, 20-gallon long kind of a thing. So I'm really hoping to show some good options there on that. But yeah, I'm kind of moving away from the quote unquote smaller species. And I think the smallest that I'm actively breeding is going to be the endlers. Good alternative. I do agree with you, Josh. The L33 Plecos are beautiful, absolutely beautiful, and you can actually get them in a couple color variants. I still like the yellow king tigers the best, which in my opinion is like the actual L33. Those ones are actually some of my favorite Plecos. Favorite Plecos. S. Repens and Blixia have given me issues in the past. Haven't tried them since. Yeah, S. Repens, I just don't think I have the lighting for S. Repens. I've always wanted to play with S. Repens. I've always wanted to like carpet out S. Repens. Just never kind of went out on it though. Pygmy rice fish is a solace for me. So guys, if you have not checked out the pygmy rice fish, so HE Aqua has pygmy rice fish. They are a sweet little fish. Sweet little fish. Braden, what's the biggest fish you've kept? So that would absolutely hands down be my Maboo puffer. So when I had him, right now in the waterfront, he's easily doubled in size since I brought him there. He's a big boy now. I mean, still not compared to other Maboo puffers, but he is the largest freshwater species of Maboo puffer. I bought him when he was like 3 inches big. I think he's easily pushing 8 or 9 inches right now. So he's grown, definitely grown, but they have the potential of reaching 30 plus inches in captivity. So next to that would probably be the lungfish I had here for a while and the silver arowana I had here for a while. But biggest, like long term, would be the Mabu puffer. That's the one I had the longest. The silver arowana and the Odontis Pleco, they all kind of made a quick appearance here, but long term would have been the Mabu puffer. I have a bag full of killie eggs I keep forgetting about. Killifish is another one I need to play with, like more actually play with. Lewis brought in some beautiful killifish. It just hasn't caught my attention yet. Like I respect them, I like them, but it's just not that kind of thing of like, I want to keep killifish, you know? Kev's Aquatics coming in. Thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. And I do hope that it's been a fun night for me. I love chatting with all of you. That's why I think I titled the stream tonight, just come and relax a while. Just come hang out. I just wanted a good kind of chill chat. It's been awesome having everybody join in. I'm talking here back and forth with each other. We're talking breeding fish. We've all talked all sorts of things going on here. I don't think I missed anything, but what can I say about what I've got going on here? So we'll say, so Friday's video is going to be brine shrimp. I know we have seen, I purposely waited to do my brine shrimp video because I knew everybody was going to do brine shrimp videos when the Aquarium Co-op brine shrimp eggs, launched. So I did some extensive testing for what I could do, comparing it to another brine shrimp brand. So I'm hoping again to show more opinion of it, my side of it, my take on it. But it's also one of I just wanted to do. It is a video I wanted to make, I'm trying to up that quality and show that. But it was a fun video to make. It was kind of a fun test to do too. So that'll be Friday's video, and then maybe next week's video is going to be the new system I got running the fish room, if not like the fish room 1.5 update kind of a thing. Angel's asking, have you built your own sumps? Yes. So if you go back on my channel, I think it's when I plumbed my original 220 gallon tank. I did a full walkthrough of it. It's like 20 minutes long. Forgive me. I was still learning like how to really film. So I built it using 5-gallon buckets and PVC pipe, egg crate, and made a trickle tower. So I dabbled once in actually building a sump with like siliconing glass panes in and making baffles and all overflow things. And it was way more work than it needed to be. But I really do like sumps on larger freshwater tanks even. So the sump on the 220 actually was the most efficient sump I have ever had. And I think it was the easiest to maintenance. It was the easiest to clean, and just the overall filtering capacity of it was incredible. So yeah, so if you want to see what I did there, check out that video. Again, I did a full walkthrough of it. Catch train, I want to do a brine tub like Cordy did. That's a project I want to try now. To at least just say I did it. Daphne is still on my list of things I want to do. My wife's terrified of mosquitoes, so I really don't want to do that one. But I do agree with you. It would be fun to try a brine shrimp tub, like to let them grow out to where they're adults and all that. And then, so Angel, I think you just saw it, but Lefty dropped the link for you there. So thank you, Lefty, for dropping that in there. Josh, have you ever thought about doing a species-only Loach tank? Super underrated fish. My dojo tank is probably my favorite out of all my tanks. I will agree to they are an underrated fish. For me personally, I don't think I'd ever do like a dedicated. Well, that's a lie. I want to do a dedicated Loach tank for the Hillstream Loaches because I want to breed them. That is one of my favorite fish of all times. But to do like a big display would be, I could appreciate it hands down. Like if I saw one, I could definitely appreciate it. What I run into though is I'm worried that they all would hide. But I know you said you had dojo loaches. So I know those are a little more active. I've kept one in the past. But I think it would be kind of cool to see a bunch of loaches running around. Like one of these days, I still want to do just a mess of coolie loaches and just like, just call them the danger noodle tank. Like just to have like 50 coolie loaches running around like an okay size tank where you still see them and stuff. But there was a loach that came through the waterfront that was absolutely gorgeous. So I don't know if I'd ever do it, but like I say, if you did it and I got to see it in person, you better believe that you'd have like nose prints all over your glasses. I'm just pushing up against it, looking at all the loaches. So I would love to see one. I don't think I could do it. Dojo and a yo-yo loach tank would be pretty cool. Okay, I can give you that one. There are some loaches that, cruise around more. It was like the dwarf chain loach. I know will beat bop around a little bit more. So I have seen, the old fish store I used to go to until the best fish store opened up, the waterfront. They had a dedicated tank to the dwarf chain loach. And all they had in there was one big piece of driftwood, but it had the branches on it were like little ledges for the fish. And I really did enjoy watching the fish beat bop around, jumping all over, the driftwood and that kind of a thing. So I have seen a dedicated, like 20 high dwarf chain loach, which was interesting. So I'll give you that one. I definitely give you that one. HG Aqua, I've been eyeballing those angelfish you have. Absolutely eyeballing those angelfish. Those things are gorgeous. My gosh. So, again, shout out here. Now that we're 56 minutes in, almost done here. Got to hit you with my my sales pitch. I forgot to do this in the morning. My wife made these super awesome handcrafted Wel-Don Tanks mugs. So one side, you get the logo. On the other side, you get the awesome dreams are only an extended reality quote, my favorite quote. So $25 if you want one. So again, my wife put these together, $25, PayPal, ship anywhere in the United States for that. It includes shipping. Email me at weldonaquatics@gmail.com. If you would like one, you can send me a DM on Instagram. And then the other part of that too is this goes leaning in towards like, Jesse here. Our fish collective, Guppy Guru did an awesome job in Salt Sea Aquatics, and they did an awesome job pulling this site together. I'm on there. Barry Aquatics is on there. Lefty's on there. HC Aqua's on there. We all have different fish to offer. And the angelfish right now, the HC Aqua has, wow, those things are incredible. HC can tell you all the specs of them, but I look at them and I see a pearl scale, like airbrushed gold, and it's like Twix gold, left Twix gold. See what I did there? The picture he has of the parents are just mind blowing. They are some of the best looking angelfish I've ever seen. Now I'm a sucker. I really like the black angelfish. Like if I could wrestle some of Randy's angelfish away from him, I would love to. And then the next person I want to wrestle some angelfish away is HE Aqua. So like you've got some incredible. Those things are so pretty, man. That gold coloration on those. So it's one of those things. Like it's one of those things. Every side is left if you keep turning the candy. Okay. Every side is left. You keep turning the candy. Got it. That was awesome. But yeah, HC Aqua, you know something special with those angels. Absolutely done something special with those angels. I mean, if I could trade you, a full tank of fry of mouth breeders from angels, I'd be down. Got to put them somewhere though. I'm a loach nerd. Ever since I got my first coolie loach, I've been hooked. Pun not intended. That's the thing. What's great about this hobby? You find a fish you like and you can become, specialized in that. I say for the longest time, it was rice fish with me. I loved rice fish. I still do love rice fish, but it was like the way they carry their eggs, the way they interact, the way they look. I still love all that. And then I found the Egyptian mouth brooder, and that just sparked the nerdiness for me of watching these fish carry eggs in their mouth in the process. It's absolutely awesome there. You can never take away a side from a Twix bar. There will always be a left side to a right side Twix. There, I said it. Oh, it's awesome. I love the candy debates that people start on these things. I just like sugar. Twix are amazing. Reese's are better. I'm gonna say it there. Lab coming in. Lots of good stuff on our fish collective. It's where you can buy the best snails in the USA. Just going to say they're breeding like crazy in my tank, and they are beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. All right. Hashtag Reese's Cups. Absolutely. Hashtag Reese's Cups. Reese's are amazing. They are the best. Braden, Twix versus Kit Kat. Oh, okay. I read Twix versus Kit Kat, but my mind went Reese's versus Kit Kat. I was like, that's not even fair. Reese's every time. Twix versus Kit Kat. Twix all day long. Twixes are men. Twix are incredible. Man, just put the Twix in your left hand and bite both at the same time. Oh, geez. I'm relatively new to fish keeping. Started keeping them after a pair of feeder guppies survived in my turtle tank and saw the male courting the female. That's cool, Josh. Like I love that. That's your intro story to it, right? Like we all have it. Mine started when my wife wouldn't let me keep snakes, and she bought me a fish tank to kind of say, here, you can have one fish tank in the house. And then it was all of a sudden like, I want to know everything about this. And here we are. Milky Way is good too. I like them frozen. Milky Ways are okay. They're okay. They're like, they're okay. But Gigi's loving the Kit Kats. Red root floaters. Way to break up the Canada debate, because red root floaters are one of my favorite plants, Antonio. Absolutely my favorites. They grew the best in my old non-filterless tank, actually. So no surface agitation, nothing. They actually grew the best there. Braden, yeah, so it sounds like you found a good option there for a small power head. Like, you don't need anything crazy. It's just going to help stir up the tank and get some good things in there. Snickers peanut butter is my jam other than Reese's. Okay, Trevor, I'll give it to you. Snickers peanut butter is actually pretty good. It was actually pretty good. That was very I'll give that one to you. Like Braden, I said, like Reese's versus Kit Kat, like it's not even a fair fight. Not sorry. Reese's all day long. Milky Way, Snickers, Twix. Oh, you put Reese's on the end? And I gave you moderating powers. Lefty. No, you're here enough. I'll support you there. Yeah, Trevor, I'm curious to what, like, I haven't checked Etsy in a while. That's actually where I bought my red root floaters. I saw some pop up locally the other day, but it's kind of one of those, like, floating plants can be difficult to ship kind of a thing. So I know not a lot of people carry them, because I want to say it's difficult. I mean, it's not, they propagate themselves. I think like the space needed to really farm like red root floaters would be insane. But it's one thing I think I also think it's got to be something to do with COVID too. Probably finding that one there. Red root floaters are the one floater plant I've had grow like crazy, even with decent water movement. That's cool, Lefty. I'd actually be interested to like see more of that, because they grew the best. Because I tried transferring some over to a tank just with sponge filters. I couldn't get them to grow. Left them where they were at. I may have been like, because they were the filtration, they were sucking up all the nutrients. But they were awesome. As a moderator, I'll kick your names for not liking Reese's. There it is. I have a bunch. We'll be willing to try and ship them. So Black Level, yeah, I shipped some out to, I want to say Berry Aquatics. I wrapped them up in a wet paper towel, like a damp paper towel, put them into a Tupperware, and I shipped them out from there. Got some Salvinia from Fish Boy, came in great. Wait, we lick Reese's? Select Pet, we always lick Reese's. No, I know what she said. We lick the Reese's. You got to lick them slow. It makes them last longer. Select Bet is good to see you. I stepped into a good stream, it sounds. Candy bars. Yeah, this is where now, like, we're at that hour mark, and I was planning on going for an hour tonight. So go put my daughter to bed, watch The Mandalorian. So excited to watch Mandalorian again. And then I'm going to hopefully go work down in the fish room tonight. I got some eggs to pull. So I got to go move a huge spot of mouth brooders from the tumbler to a breeder box. Then I got to move another fish that just had some eggs to a breeder box. Then I got to pull some eggs from 2 holding females, I think. So, no, I like lick better. I have to try that. How many licks to the center of a Reese's? That is going to be the new commercial there. Yeah, no more lollipop stuff. How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Reese's? Oh, yeah. Find that peanut butter. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining the stream tonight. I had a lot of fun. This is the way. Angel, that was the best way to finish the stream. I have to say it. Wait for the Easter egg at the end of the episode. I'm looking forward to it. Angel, that was awesome. This is the way. After the first season of The Mandalorian and I was at work, I would tease all my staff all the time of like, I would just sit there and bug them of like, no, I'm your sergeant. Like, this is the way. So very excited to go watch it. So everybody, thank you so much for joining the stream tonight. I had a great time. Hopefully we provided a place for you to come and relax, take a load off, take some stress off and just hang out. For those of you who are going to catch the replay, thank you so much for doing that. If you have not, definitely check out or subscribe. You do not want to miss the content. Hopefully I don't want you to miss the content I'm putting out. I think we got some awesome things coming. And then hopefully again in the coming week, some big announcements should be coming. Very excited for all of that. So again, I appreciate the questions tonight, the support, helping each other. So guys, stay safe, enjoy your fish tanks. And instead of saying keep your tanks well done, just remember, this is the way. Good night, everybody.